Lines up for Dewa right here, but in game 2 it lined up for Evo. It lined up for
EVOS, both game 1 and game 2.
So whoever won in the lineup.
Game 2 broke that pattern.
Yeah, game 2 broke the pattern.
Here we go, down to the wire. Game number 3 against the Gods and the White Tigers, who will reign supreme. Back to the land of Dawn we go. For game number 3, it's Dewa United against EVOS Glory.
It's time to see Torizo getting burnt down already there. And it's a good maneuvers from Fluffy, really trying to stop an invade from happening early on, trying to provide Annabelle with enough space to actually clear his own jungle.
Yeah. Talking about maneuvers, how does the Hylos operate as a roamer? Will it be much different compared to the XP?
It's kind of the same deal, but now you're in the row position, so you have, I think the big issue is that you have less gold. With less gold, you have less items. With less items, you're less tanky. But the same idea still persists. You slow people down, you do a lot of damage with the second skill, and you have the glorious pathway to start things off. And once you get a Thunderbelt, just the way that the Hylos operates means that you can get a lot of stacks for yourself. You can see for the emblems right here, Mueza also went with the Tenacity, Emblems by Games Max. Doma though, going with the Inspire here, he wants to have the outfit potential. And for Panzer, it's all about the movement speed.
Early Purify blown by Hijume again. Take a look at how the spatial migration gives you that extra, I don't know, kill potential, kill threat, that can just create a blow of spells out by the players of Dewa United, and Hijume not without that protection this time around. He's subject to ganks now.
Yeah, and this is classic Torizo comfort on the Paquito. Usually we see, I think, more flickers, way more flickers compared to sprint for Paquito, but Torizo really likes just having a little bit more maneuverability when it comes to these team fights to find angles to flank his opponents.
Or to get away from a split push kind of scenario, making the Paquito a bit more flexible, not only locked into aggressive maneuvers like fights and skirmishes or flanks. And you have to remember, he has an extra buff in this game, man, because he's running the Power Wave!
Oh man, the spammable almost emo, because every ability you go for, you hear that Power Wave!
Power Wave! And Omawa is on duty today too, so I'm just saying. It's a day for the Power Wave, but look at this, Panzer. Loading very low, so Rizzo actually looking for the flank right now. As he goes for the spatial migration, but gets cancelled out now, knockout strike! Boom and the bang, that's a 1-2 to the face. Oof. Panzer knocked out of nowhere. There you go, man, with the scouting. More in line. Oh, Doma! Getting brought back to new destruction to chase him down, and Hijume will claim that kill, flashing that emote again.
That Herons just shut down. You usually want the Herons to bully your opponent this time around. He will get bullied. And Mueza just all around the map, maneuvering with the Hylos.
Look at the mid lane, though. Dewa lost a lot of minions there in the mid lane in favor of the rotation, so they can clean it up a bit more. Minions dying without a hero nearby is a bit of a waste in gold and EXP, and they do have a lead right here, but EVOS can catch up purely by good farming. We've seen a lot of teams able to pull it off. Now he has the Astral Echo though, so there's not really a lot of combos. Maybe with the Enhanced Chain, that could be something they can look for later on.
Yeah, I mean, Annabelle is also quite good in that farming department. He was able to just creep from the shadows, get a gold lead, get the damage items going on. Especially as the Roger could be the late game carry for EVOS, but now it's all coming up roses for Dewa United. They're all around the map again. So much threat with the Hylos, with Julian as well, just hiding in the shadows now, wanting to shadow Torizo down bottom. But Annabelle kind of stops on his tracks. And yeah, stolen Astral Echo as well. So Dewa also has that scout potential, Arashi.
If they really want to, right? And that depends on how they want to play this out. A glorious pathway into an Astral Echo sounds absolutely horrible to deal with.
Disgusting.
But look at Clockun, right? He has this clear advantage because Novaria, 2 skills, instant clear, very easy. This is allowing Panzer to just be a lot more scouty around the map here. He's just waiting in the bushes and he's spending a lot of time. It's great for the engage potential, but it's also leading him to kind of lose out in EXP in theory. But, I mean, Mueza right now is still on the same level, so they're both just trying to be active, trying to scout out more than anything, right?
Turtle under siege. Dewa this time, EVOS trying to expend at least 4 players coming down bottom, and Torizo just running around Fluffy, trying to zone him. Panzer could make a play, but they're still yet to pull the trigger. So yeah, it all comes down to the wire, how they will approach this turtle now.
Yeah, good control by Torizo there, still able to actually maneuver out. He knows definitely some people are waiting there in that bush, and it's going to be too scary for him to actually walk up to even get that cannon minion. So Dewa, they're doing a good job at stopping EVOS from taking this, while also giving Valentina time to shove. Now Mueza walks up forward. Torizo jumps in with a knockout strike, taking away a little bit of that Firaga armor. Last insanity used up. Mueza with the revitalizing, giving the glorious pathway too. And the Astral Echo grants them enough space for Torizo to knock them out. Still on the chase. Annabelle, they're the human form running away. Now the Lycan form. But Torizo, he's a boxer. I don't know why that connects with him chasing, but I don't know how he was able to chase a wolf away just with his fists.
He's boxing with them, but Mueza took so long to just fall. Was that a glowing one coming in from Clockun that took him down?
Oh, if I check this deployment. Torizo 1v2.
Dangerous play here. Oh, goes over the armor strike, the 2-man, and he gets out! As nice would say, bobbing and weaving.
Bobbing and weaving, getting away from all the danger. So Rizzo, man, even with a sprint right there, allows him to chase so much more. He's going to hunt and strike for his item, though. That's where the damage is coming from. Doma, though, has a Starlium. He's going Heptases. Oh, man. What a Chad. Absolute Chad. He has Clockun in his sights, man. No one else, most likely. But for now, I think for the biggest thing to pick up right here is the fact that the glowing one is completed for Clockun. So he rushed it out even before his boots. He wants to get that healing reduction to try and deal with the Hylas. But again, with the Revitalize, we saw that Moeza lived for way too long right there. That should not be okay.
Yeah, he's just taking all the damage, absorbing, soaking it again and again. Even with the glowing one, it had to take him quite a few seconds to finally fall down an initiation, but it's all going to fight.
The destruction one now pushing Doma back into the pathway, and Ray just claims all the kills. It's a double for Mr. Ray and a win for Dewa. So Rizzo on the bottom side of the map though. Now goes for the knockout strike onto Annabelle, who's still able to shot so much damage to Rizzo. Bob and weaving, the Astral Echo. Nah, he has that sprint. He's a sprinter on top of a boxer.
He's got that stamina conditioning, man. He's been jogging 4 hours a day.
He's a lightweight.
Get out of there. Man. He's still trying to go here to try and clear the wave. Annabelle might want to be a bit careful here. Whew. Some damage.
Buffy's going to lose out the Faraga armor now. What is with Hijume enough to take away the Faraga armor? So it's not just the boxer that can use the Faraga armor as a boxing bag, as a punching bag, but even Moeza and Hijume. So Rizzo's walking back again. Moeza gets the sun down onto Annabelle. And who takes it? It's still Annabelle, but with retribution. So Rizzo knockout straight. The Spear of Misery all that time. Ray used that as a diversion to go for the turtle. 3,000 gold lead, and you can see where Ray is placed. He is there, he has the retribution, or should I say, Retribution.
He sets his eyes on the bigger picture, and that is the turtle. You know, for Dewa, they were creating a commotion down bottom of the jungle, and they're pushing up, down bottom, Fluffy under pressure.
Oh, wow. What is that? I guess this is just the things you can do, the crimes you can commit when you're a horse fencer! Fadeaway kill from Hijume!
Absolute war cry, man. Just walks out like that. They were able to save the turret, but man, this is Dewa taking full control. This is the Rome Hylos, and it doesn't even matter, man. He does not need items. It's just the horse effect. He just stands there menacingly, and look at the control in the jungle. EVOS cannot get in. They're locked out.
Glorious pathway, you can hear him neigh, and it's all just a... It's just a path. It's a card that Doma taking low. Ray scratching him down and picking him up now. It's a dive into the back. Annabelle with a double. Ray forced back with the hand sword. What? What? That's him. It's a built in his name. Sometimes the what is positive, sometimes you see it like that. So Rizzo walking up, trying to claim some more stuff, you know, compensation at least for what making that play. But hey, that's why he's called What.
How did he even get there? Yeah, I mean, like, why did he even be there? Like, yeah, okay, he teleported. What happened right there, Rashi?
Yeah, well, exactly. What happened? Exactly. He happened. He just made the plays happen as always. That was not necessary at all, man. It was looking so good, but now EVO's got a bit more of an advantage. They're getting some control back, but it's only a matter of time before Moeza walks up again. They gotta be careful about Annabelle, because she's the only real guy that is a real big threat. And technically, the combos are still available for the side of EVOs, right? They have Panzer, they have Fluffy. A big wombo combo into Annabelle, just hunting him down, can work. Looking at the player head-to-head earlier, I think Ray really surprised all of us, right? For the longest time, he hasn't really been having the reputation for being like the best of junglers. But now it's back to the waiting game, and look at where Rizzo is, man. Man is active.
At least now for Dewa United, they have two side lane pressures. With the Moskov, with the Paquito, the Moskov can join the fight anytime soon. Oh, here we go, they're running.
Lord trampling into the back. Annabelle gonna be stunned up, and the Lord knocks him up. What takes him down? But Lachlan is still able to cover for the team, and now it's Rizzo rotating as well. What claiming the double, Rizzo to knockout strike 2 times to knock Fluffy up. But it's just a reminder to stay back.
My goodness, the Lord was a con man. The Lord was there to assist Dewa United with the knock-up, and they're able to get the Lord in now. Even greater side lane pressure coming in. But at least EVOS, they're able to throw down the pressure. Oh, what?
Fear of disruption, now Common Last Insanity, but it does no damage because the Faraga armor was dealt with. Clockun gets a shot down, and now the Astral Echo, but there's no way you can go for the chase, not that far.
I like how Moeza was at below a quarter of his HP. He just stands there and takes an Astral Sphere from Clockun. It doesn't even matter. It tickles, man. That's the kind of front line that EVOs are dealing with right now. It has to be demoralizing. They lost all 3 of their turrets, only leaving the ones in the base. This means that Dewa has a lot more control, and they still haven't solved the Sorizo problem.
He's a Sigma horse, Moeza. Skibidi Sigma horse. He's able to just get the meteors, the spheres coming into him without even any form of hesitation. In a blink of an eye, he just stands there, runs to the backline of EVOS, even in the Lord, even in the mid lane, and every other part of the map. And now, for EVOS Glory, what are they waiting for? What are their timers now, Arashi?
For EVOs, I don't know, man, because I don't know when are they gonna have enough damage to really be a threat to Mueza, to the Hylas in general. And to top things off, Dewa right now are going with a very burst-heavy kind of composition. So if EVOS even spend a slight bit of time over-committing toward the Hylas, that's where the Enchanted Sight comes through. That's where, you know, the knockout strike ×2 comes through and Panzer gets stunned up.
Facial migration, Hijume with the chase again! Panzer is 1-6! Doma is 0-4. The substitutions haven't worked out, not for EVOS.
This is going from bad to worse. The gold lane, the roam, all just deteriorating for EVOS glory. Is it the stage jitters? Is it the nervousness? I don't know, but for Dewa United, they're playing a very solid game. Almost a reflection, almost a semblance of game one.
Well, exactly. It's just, I dare say it might just be the Hylas difference, man. Because initially for EVOS, things were going fine. Then the Hylas happened. And that was the same kind of story for Dewa in game number 2. I don't know if it's that cryo, if it's that strong, but it's sure, this match certainly makes it seem like it's just that much more impactful than we would expect.
I think it is more impactful than Roger Harith first pick, you know? The Hylos.
Can't even bank on the Harith now that he's 0-4. And Annabelle as well, so hard to access the backline because you have Mueza standing in front of you. Teresa just running down at you. And now the Lord low HP.
We're gonna go for it. Ray wins out the retribution. Mueza still in the midst of it all. Pops it revitalized and it's just tanking everything. Mueza is unkillable. And he marches forward despite getting picked off. Finally, the last insanity gets him down. Ray now with enhanced sword. Chorizo still escaping somehow. Panzer not able to find a kill. Watt still able to Abyss Walker out. Hijume in that bush. Okay, Mueza at least gets punished, right? He was standing there for way too long.
But at what cost, man? It took every single ultimate, I believe, to really shut him down. And even there, it was fortunate that Dewa didn't lose any members there, trying to overcommit still without the main front line to absorb that damage. This is the problem, right? With the Poquito being more of a split pusher, more of a damage dealer, there isn't really two engage tools. It's literally just the glorious pathway and the stun for the side of Dewa. And it's still working. It's still working with no problems whatsoever.
Whoa. Hijume stole last insanity. Decides to use it just for the Faraga armor there. And now another last insanity. Ray gonna be caught. Winter Crown still there. Annabelle tries to jump on him and Ray's gonna be picked off. What? Chorizo, knockout strike, and the disengage. Dewa slowly but surely losing composure.
Okay, that's the question raised by Arashi. They don't really have that heavy lockdown. It's just the glorious pathway and that kick and rush composition. It works. But now it feels like EVOS kind of sees through that loophole. They're able to punish the players of Dewa United one by one.
You need to remember that the longer the game goes, the more Novaria becomes a problem. Dealing damage to your team before the fights even begin. And as of right now, already with the Divine Glaive, potentially going for the Holy Spirit as well. So it's a waiting game. Litho stolen by the Star Shatter as well, the Astral Spear coming through. Man, I said earlier, I think Ray really was trying to go for an Enchanted Sight burst damage potential, but he was alone. Without a team around to try and back him away, without a team around to kind of force the opponents to respect the danger and back away, that means that the Julian has all the skills on cooldown and no way to escape. He needs to be a bit more careful about that.
Yeah, the Lord advantage as well. No gold benefit for Dewa United because they had Ray falling down. And you can also see Chorizo there picking up the Oracle alongside Fluffy. I feel like Chorizo wants that extra bit of tankiness, also wants that extra bit of healing. Either to revitalize or the high loss. But again, EVOS, they're at least quick to respond to the side lane pressure coming in from Chorizo, from Watt as well, especially when they have the Navari, can just fly around. And then you also have Annabelle ready to pounce anytime soon. This time around, maybe they're just playing the waiting game, patiently waiting for that Lord to spawn and maybe siege it down.
I wonder how the mental game is going here for the newer players, right? Especially for Hijume and Clockun. Both of them are kind of trying to make their own place right here. Both kind of critical to the winning strategy of both teams. And at the same time, Doma, right? 0-4 right here, but he is still the gold laner. He is still the go-to source of damage. But we have to wait and see if that's going to be enough. Mueza and Hijume once more is doing a lot of damage when Fluffy already forced down to close to half his HP.
Look at Chorizo, always on the Poquito, just going to split push. Fluffy, he's a bit more tanky this time, you know? Last time, Hijume could just use one rotation and Fluffy's Faraga armor will be completely depleted, but this time around, he's actually still able to keep it intact. So, again, EVOS are scaling. It's slow, but they are scaling.
Yeah, scale potential that they have. But at least for Chorizo, he's able to pull one member to that top side. This is going to be a 4v4 slowly but surely. Dewa, they do have the upper hand because they lose at least one. The source of damage over the hands of Colocken, but Hijume just dealing the damage so insane. Chorizo still relentless up top, and this Lord down to half HP.
I mean, Hijume is just walking forward, doing damage, knowing he has to Purify. He knows all he has to worry about is the spatial migration coming in from Panzer. As long as that doesn't hit him, he's fine. He just walks up and he just chunks Fluffy down to such low HPs that now they back away. EVOS make their way back, but they might be a bit too late.
They go on to Mueza. As expected, Panzer doesn't use Violet Requiem there. It's going to be too risky. Now goes for Violet Requiem. Moeza Flicker as well, but it's onto Moeza, who still has revitalized. He's able to escape for a bit, but Fluffy goes into last insanity. Meanwhile, on the back line, Chorizo tries to go for the flank. Fluffy going to be knocked up, loses his immortality, has another 2 health bars that they need to deal with. Chorizo gets out, still has his immortality. Hijime coming down. Chorizo loses his immortality. Now last insanity from Hijime, chasing him down in the back, pops into Winter Crown. Will there be backup is the question. Hijime trying to go for the play. Clock Hunt is burning down, but somehow he stays alive.
He stares at his shadow, and Hijube falls in that altercation. Clock's still alive. They re-approach the Lord, this time Dewa, unpoised to continue it.
The waves on the top side is still, seems like it's still geared to push for the side of Dewa. So they're still, it's not game over just yet. And look at Chorizo, man, just blocking everyone. This is the new Lord that just takes so long to burst down, and it does so much damage. The EVOS can take this, but they gotta be careful here. It's a Watto. What is going on?
Jumping forward, able to escape again. Enhanced sword from Ray. Annabelle with a Lycan Pal Spear. The pushing in the backline. Ray wins out to Retribution and gets out with the enhanced sword. Chorizo still able to escape, has the sprint. Annabelle tries to run him down, but he's a bit too fast.
Wow, man, a bit too close for comfort right there. Dewa with the risky plays, but we love to see it. It worked out for them. EVOS on the defense. They have the Novaria, they have the export, they have the late game Harriet as well. All the damage tools available, but Dewa, it's on the shoulders right now to really stop the members of EVOS from being able to clear it. They're sending Chorizo to the far side, trying to make sure it all crashes at the same time, and keep your eyes open for Moeza, man. They are not pushing the top side because they know they want to have the Hylos available for this next altercation, but it might be a bit too late. EVOS might be able to get their hands on the Lord before Moeza can be up.
Oh, the SOD doesn't connect. Lachlan, Fluffy, and Doma dealing with the Lord, and it's an evolved Lord. The fact that they bursted it down so low is concerning for Dewa United. Far lane, Chorizo not even able to do anything. Hijime almost getting sniped by Clockhood. And yes, just as you expected, Arashi, EVO's glory, they deal with the Lord before he even spawns back in the game.
And EVOS scales pretty well as well to do enough damage to just take down the Lord and Doma. You can take a look at how much damage he can really dish out this time around. It's not like how it was a few minutes ago. And at least for Dewa, they have the foundations, they have that brick wall that still holds them up, which is the split push. But then again, EVOS quick on the reply. They send Clocker and send Doma to clear it down.
Look at
It's
that,
going to be
man.
very interesting.
Ice Queen's one computer for Fluffy. We were talking about this a bit earlier, even in game number 2. This allows him to chase down members and also kite back a lot more efficiently. Now if Moeza or Chorizo are kind of a tough spot with Fluffy around, there's an extra bit of slow that the members of Dewa need to try and keep in mind. There's slows coming in from the Ice Queen's one of Fluffy, but also from all the spells coming in from Clocken.
They can play a game of Tug of War again.
Kiting.
Fluffy.
That's the last insanity, but he just gets out. There's Spirit Destruction. All the glorious pathway gets placed down, and Watt takes it. Annabelle caught their stun jump. Ray picks up the kill. Doma able to disengage, but they lose Annabelle. 50 seconds on the death timers. By the way, Clockman got Wishing Lantern.
Oof, Annabelle deleted. And Watt was waiting for his time to jump, and he did. This time around, EVOS can't defend with their jungler. Fluffy!
Dashes forward, purifies out, now Panzer! Space migration is about, reckless Doma deleting him and Fluffy melting him. Doma now gonna be engaged upon. Watts is there, Chorizo. Tries to look for an angle to take Doma down, but there are too many bodies to get through. Meanwhile, base turret number 1 finally taken down in the bottom lane. Minions.
Wow, I have never seen so much suspense when a frontliner falls. And it just shows the magnitude that Moeza has with the high loss. If you cut through the high loss, you can basically cut through the backline of Dewa United front to back again for EVOS glory.
There is no other front line except for Chorizo. So the way this works is that it's just about Moeza, right? How fast can EVOS burst him down? How long can he last? Because you're seeing that in a pure 1v1, the Harriet against the Moskov, you're seeing Watt starting to fall short when it comes to that 1v1 potential. Doma can take out all of the backline heroes in about 3 hits. That is the kind of damage that EVOS is swinging around right now. And of course, they still have the Panzer playmaking potential, and Hijime does not have a Purify ready for the next fight.
Big timers on the cooldown. Ray still waiting. Panzer jumps in with a spatial migration. Isn't able to connect it. Ray, now the Retribution! Doma jumps to his death! Watt able to get out of last insanity. Now the last insanity from Hijime. Fluffy losing immortality. Panzer gonna be chased out by Chorizo. As that's gonna be Fluffy losing his Faraga armor and now his life. Chorizo with the chase. Panzer still able to escape, but with the Lord with a 5-man advantage. They're gonna go straight for the base. A good spear down. Watt is going to target it down. The cannon gonna clear it out, but it's not gonna be enough. Dewa win it out, 2-1.
The gods still reign supreme. They show that they bleed, but they are still immortal so far. Taking